Welcome back to World War II Solitaire board game channel, and today we're finally gonna play a game of Castle Itter, the strangest battle of World War II. This game has been released by Danverson Games and it's created by David Thompson, who's also given us the most excellent Pavlov's House and other very nice solitaire games. This game will remind you a lot of Pavlov's House, and the reason why is because this game was actually designed before Pavlov's House and released as a print and play game before it was released in this form. So this is why it will remind you a lot of that game, and I'd say this game is more simple since Pavlov's House has the operational level and the strategical level, which this game doesn't. But there are definitely some things in this game which differs from Pavlov's House to make it interesting even if you have mastered Pavlov's House. For example, you have a tank here, which you can, Besotten Jenny is her name, which you can man with some tankists, and you will be able to suppress and fire with the cannon and the machine guns of that tank. We have some other new stuff. We have some civilians, POWs, which can help us greatly in the heat of battle. And we also have a new system you'll see here in Pavlov's House. You would have these different tracks, and we have different tracks now as well, but some of them kind of share the same while they're separate in the beginning and so on. So there are quite a few differences to Pavlov's House to keep this game interesting, even if you have played Pavlov's House. Anyway, guys, let's get to it, and let's start by placing out our first 5 defenders. So our defenders will look like the defenders in Pavlov's House. We have the defender's name, his icon, and then we have an attack value, suppression value, an attribute. This T means that he's a tankist, he can operate the tank, and then we have a nation symbol, so this guy is an American. So what I want to do is I want to keep the purple clear. I think that's a good place for my friend Borotra to escape from. And therefore I'm going to start by placing some soldiers in that area. And even though this guy is a tankist, I think I need him because he does have a good suppression value in the North Terrace. So I'm going to use him right here, put an action marker upon him, and then use him to suppress. He can suppress in the red area and the purple area, and I'm going to suppress for 2 suppression tokens in the purple area. Then I'm going to go ahead and get my best soldier, which is Pollock. He has a 2 attack value and 3 in suppression value. And he's also American. I'm going to put him in location number 2. Actually, I think I'll do it in number 3 rather. And I'm going to suppress with him too. So I'll put him on his exhausted side with an action token. And this time I'm going to get 3 of these suppression tokens in the purple area. And then I have Sutton, who's also an American, who has an attack value of 1 and defense value of, suppression value of 1. I'm going to put him in this corner where he can attack and suppress in the yellow and the purple area. And I'm actually going to attack with him, and I'm going to attack this SS Rifleman. This SS Rifleman has a defense value of 3, so I need to roll a 3 or higher to be able to take him out. So, since Sutton has a 1 in attack value, I get to roll 1 dice. And I roll a 5, so I managed to take out that SS Rifleman. So, I got 2 more soldiers to place out, and now I'm gonna go and start filling up the spots in my tank. I'm gonna go ahead and put Signer in the cannon, in the loading position, and he's gonna take an action and load that cannon. So now we have our cannon loaded, and then I'm gonna put my other tankist, Rushford. He's gonna be in the cannon, and he's now firing the cannon, giving me, and then we're gonna look at the stats over here on the board instead of the stats on the soldier, and those stats are 3/6. So basically this guy now fires for or suppresses for 6 suppression tokens. So the tank is extremely powerful for suppressing. So now I've placed out my 5 defenders of this turn, and I'm gonna go ahead and collect my action tokens. And now I'm gonna go ahead and draw 3 SS cards. So the first card, we are being attacked by a pack gun. So our first roll will be to see which will be targeted. I'm hoping not Jenny, because if the Jenny gets targeted too much, it will fall. Actually, most likely it will fall, no matter what. But I have seen games where it doesn't, and it's always nice when it doesn't. And we roll a 5. So 5, that's going to be an attack against the gatehouse. We will roll 4 dice for the attack value of this card against the defense value, which is 6 of the gatehouse. And we rolled 1 6. Oh, actually, when I re-roll that, faulty dice, they set up, so actually the gatehouse made it safe. So we have 2 more cards. We have an SS Sturm, and the SS Sturm is just like the rifleman, just that he's I don't know why my camera is messing with me, just that he has a little bit higher defense value, a defense value of 5 instead of 3. So to figure out where we're gonna place the Sturm, we're gonna roll 2d6, and the result is 10. So we are gonna place the Sturm at location number 10. And let's see, it's gonna be over here. So now we also have the option, because in that color we have suppression tokens. If we want, we can suppress. But personally, I usually don't suppress the Sturms because they have such a high defense value. So you might notice that there was a rifleman in that position, and he's going to move forward now. And if he gets all the way to the castle, I'm going to lose the game. So that's 2 of the SS cards. I'm going to draw the third. And we have 2 riflemen. So we take 2 rifleman tokens. And we roll 2d6 to see where these riflemen are going to enter. And the first location is location number 5, which is over here. And it's not a problem for us because it doesn't give us any more purple riflemen, since the one who was in that position will go to a red one. We don't want anyone in 6 though. That would be problematic for us. So we'll roll for the next rifleman. And that was a close call. He goes to location number 8. And location number 8 is going to be right here. And now again we have the choice of suppressing him. But I'm going to try to save my suppression tokens for juicier targets, like machine gunners or mortars, because I really don't like those. Okay, so it's my turn, and I'm going to place 5 defenders. And I'm gonna keep placing men in the tank. So the next guy is gonna go here, again where he's gonna use the stats of the tank and give me 4 suppression tokens in this color. I have some more defenders to place, 4 more, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and use some in this red area to try to keep that clear. I'm going to use an officer, which has a 1 in attack value, 1 in defense value, and try to shoot down that rifleman who is coming over here. So I'll roll 1d6, which is his attack value. Unfortunately, we don't roll the defense value or higher, so it's a miss. We have another soldier here. His name is Petrukovic. He's American. And he's also gonna go ahead and fire on the same SS soldier. He also misses. This officer's name is, by the way, Hockel, and he's a German, as you can see. So taking part in this battle were Germans, Austrians, Americans, French, SS, Wehrmacht, and so on. We have another soldier. His name is Warsham. Just like the other guys, he has a 1 attack value and 1 suppression value. I'm gonna use him as my last resort in this keep, which that is called, and get that SS soldier. And finally I managed to score a hit on that rifleman. And that means that I have one more soldier to use. And I'm gonna go ahead and use I'll use Schrader, which is an SS soldier, an SS commander who has the command ability. So I'm gonna go ahead and use him here and reactivate all of these soldiers. One note here is that even though I'm activating them or reactivating them, I cannot use them until I've activated all of my 20 initial defenders. So that's the end of this round. I'm gonna go ahead and take back all of these action tokens and reactivation tokens. And in the future, for your sake, I'm gonna do that and edit that out. Now you know that you will take them out. Next time I do it, I'm gonna do it off camera. So I'll make this video a little bit more fun and quick to watch. Okay, so now we're gonna do the SS card step again. Draw our first of 3 cards, and we have another pack attack. This is a 75 mil. And first we're gonna roll to see what target. And we roll a 1, so the target is gonna be the keep. The attack value is 4, so we will roll 4d6. Again, this is a very fun system, but it's very simple. So it's very easy to learn and very easy to play once you learn it. Rolling 4d6 against the defense value of the keep, which is 6. And unfortunately there are 2 hits, but only one is gonna be a successful hit. You can only take 1 hit. So it goes from 6 to 5 in defensive value. Next SS card is going to be a flak attack. Again, we're going to roll for target. Let's hope we don't get the keep again, because that has taken enough damage as it is. And the flak has a 5 in attack value, so we will roll 5 later on. The target is the North Terrace, where we have all our favorite soldiers, unfortunately. Doesn't look good. Look at that, guys. Sometimes you're lucky. The North Terrace withstands the attack without any damage. And we're going to go ahead now and draw the last SS card, which is 2 scouts. And I think you know the deal by now. You pick up your 2 scout counters. And then you go ahead and roll 2d6 to see where on the map they're going to enter from. And the first place is going to be location number 4, I believe is, yep, over here. So that's going to push the riflemen down. And then the second scout is going to go to location number 7. Again, we're lucky because we don't want anyone in location number 6, right? Since we're planning to get Borotra out of there. But location 7 has been reached by the scout, meaning the rifleman moves up. So that's it for this SS card step. Now again we're going to activate 5 of our initial defenders. And we're going to start with Lee, who is the commander of the tank unit, or actually was also the commander of the American units in this battle. And we put an activated token on him. And since he's a commander, he can reactivate 3 units. So we have reactivated Signer, Rushford, and Simsik. And then we have 4 more guys to use. We're going to go ahead and use our next commander, which is Bass. I think in a way that we are. Let's see if we have how many more commanders. Yeah, we only have 2 more commanders. So this is the guy we're going to use. We're going to use him in the keep. And again, we're going to activate him or use an action with him to reactivate, or command as it's called, 3 of our soldiers. So with 2 actions we have performed 6 actions. That's why the commanders are a really good deal. Alright guys, so that means we have 3 more of our initial defenders to activate. Let's see, where do we want to go now? I think we want to go down here to the south terrace before it gets too uncomfortable over there. And I'm gonna go ahead and put a rifleman on location number 5. Let's see. Yep, I want to fire with him. So I'm gonna fire with the rifleman. Or actually, nope, changed my mind. I want to give a suppression token to the red area. And we have Dietrich, which is an officer of the German Wehrmacht. And we're gonna again go ahead and suppress. I feel like I kind of need more suppression tokens in case we get some bad SS soldiers coming, like those machine gunners, which aren't very nice, since they can suppress your units. These are only dangerous if they get close. Let's see, we have one last guy to activate, and we're gonna do so with another rifleman. Those are the low morale riflemen I'm talking about. If you get a casualty, they are gonna give you they're gonna die if they're in the same area and if there's no officer. But luckily we have the Dietrich officer, the Wehrmacht officer. So this guy is also gonna give us a suppression token. And one thing to note here, he's in the green area and the yellow area. However, the yellow area doesn't have a suppression zone. You can only suppress in green, therefore in this particular quarter. So that's it. Let's go to the SS phase. Alright, so we have 3 SS cards to draw. The first we draw is 2 scouts. And you know the deal. We roll 2d6 to see where these guys are going to head off to. Where on the board they will enter. And the first one is going to enter on location number 11, which is right here in front of us, making the rifleman advance. And the second scout, again, we're close call. We don't want any riflemen in location number 6, or any kind of soldiers there. So we're going to go ahead and advance the rifleman, advance the scout, and we put the new scout on location number 7. Getting a little bit uncomfortable here, running out of area, but so far so good. Whoops. Next card, and there we go. We have those nasty machine gunners. However, we are just going to place 1, so not too bad. The machine gunner will attempt to suppress an enemy once it gets placed, and then if you draw a suppression card, he will also suppress. They will stay in this little bubble here. They will never advance. They will just stay. And again, if the suppression card comes, they'll try to suppress you. And then again, when the game is finished, they will give you a minus, whatever they are. They will give you a minus score. So we'll roll 2d6. So this guy is going to go to number 8. Number 8 is over here. And let's see, we have a lot of suppression tokens. But he can't suppress anyone there currently, since there's no soldiers there. So I think I'm not going to waste too many suppression tokens on him. I'll just use 1. So I'll use the 1 suppression token and try to suppress him. Another note is that when machine gunners and mortars come into action, they don't make other soldiers advance, because the machine gunners and mortars themselves don't advance. They will not push other soldiers forward. So we get 1d6 to roll. We need a 4 or higher, and we get a 6. So it was a good choice to not roll too many of those suppression tokens, because 1 was enough to take out that machine gunner. So we have one last SS card for this turn, and it's 2 riflemen. So we're gonna go ahead and pick our 2 riflemen and roll 2d6 to see where they enter. And we have location number 10. It's over here. Again, getting a little bit risky here. I think again, actually, before I place him out, I'm going to go ahead and remove 1 suppression token, and I will try to suppress him. So I need to roll a 3 or higher, and I roll a 1, unfortunately, so the suppression is failed. He enters the map. We have 1 more SS rifleman to place out, and again, number 10. I'm going to use 1 suppression token again, and hope that I'm a little bit luckier this time. I roll a 4, so this time I'm more lucky. The SS Rifleman is successfully suppressed. So we're going to go ahead now and place out our last 5 initial defenders. So the first thing we're going to do here is put Gangel over here, put him upside down, and activate these 3 guys. We have 4 more defenders, and these guys are gonna take place in the gatehouse. I want to keep the Great Hall free for my guys stuck in the basement. It's the only place where they can leave the basement from the cellar to the Great Hall. But they're gonna do a good job over there because I need some help over here in the yellow zone as well. So we'll start with, let's see, who should put a place there. We're gonna go ahead and place Bleshmit, who's also an American. He's gonna go ahead and fire at, let's see, this scout over here, or sorry, rifleman, for 1 point. So that's a token of the dice. And the scout, again, I need a 3 or higher to hit. I roll a 2, so unfortunately the scout gets away. But not to worry, I have several riflemen, and they're all going to do their part. So this rifleman fires at this rifleman for 1 dice. And I roll 3, which is enough to take him out. We have some more riflemen, but I think we're running out of target here. Let's see. Yellow. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and with this rifleman target that rifleman. Unfortunately, those, I mean, it doesn't feel hard rolling a 3, but in this game it's really hard to get a 3 or higher for some reason. Always is. So this is our last defender now that we placed, and we are attacking the same rifleman here for 3, or actually with that rifleman he's not in the yellow zone, so he's gonna go ahead and attack this rifleman in location number 10. And I roll a 6. Good roll. So that ends my turn, and again we go to the SS card turn. So we're gonna go ahead and draw 3 of these SS cards, and the first one is the dreaded mortar. I don't like that at all. We are gonna place just 1, so it's not too bad. And this guy is gonna go to location number 4, and that is the red zone. I have 2 suppression tokens, and I'm gonna go ahead and use those. Let's see. My keep here is down to 5 in defense, and that also means these defenders are more easily suppressed by mortars and machine gunners. So this mortar has a 4 in defense value, so that means I need to roll a 4 or higher to kill him. So there's a 50% chance per dice. But like I said, in this game, it's very hard to roll 3 or higher in this game. It's very hard. So the mortar goes to location number 4. And now we will roll to see, because he's going to try to suppress one of the enemies in the red area. Hopefully not number 6. We'll see who by rolling 1d6. And it's going to be location 1 and number 1. So that's our commander here, whose name is Bass or Bass, whatever. And the mortar has a 3 in attack value, so he's going to roll 3 dice. The defense value where this guy is located is 5, so he only needs to roll a 5 or higher to hit or suppress him. And we roll a 6 and 2 1s, so he has successfully suppressed that commander. So he's now suppressed. And that's the first of the 3 SS cards. The next one is placing 2 riflemen. So again, we're going to go ahead and roll to see where these guys are going to go. The first one is going into location number 7. That seems like a very popular place to go. Then we have one more. Yeah, location number 4 again. So location number 4 is having a rough time. Let's see, where is our rifleman? There he is. Location number 4 and the keep is having quite a rough time. Let's see what we can do about that. So we're going to draw a last SS card, and we need to place 2 scouts as well. I find it a little bit strange that the scouts are more powerful than the riflemen, because you'd think like the scouts are just some scouts without weapons or maybe a sidearm. And the first scout unfortunately goes to purple, where we don't want him. Luckily we do have 5 suppression tokens in purple. I'm going to make use of 2 of those. And roll 2d6 and see if I can keep that scout from entering. The scouts again have a defense value of 4. So I need to roll a 4 or higher, so each dice has 50% chance. And I get 2 6s, that's funny. Okay, so I actually make that roll, but we have still one more scout, and he will also go to location number 6. Again, we remove 2 of our suppression tokens from purple and try to suppress him. And this time we aren't as lucky. We roll a 3 and a 1. So unfortunately the second scout is unimpressed by our suppression and enters into combat in the purple zone. And that's the last of the SS phase, and that means we are now entering the real game. We have placed out all of our 20 initial defenders, and now everything is about holding out, about survival. So this is when the real fun starts, guys. So let's see if we can save this very dire situation. So the first thing I want to do is use Pollock again, and he's going to be suppressing more to give me 3 more suppression tokens in the purple area. I'm going to go ahead and fire with Sutton at this scout. He needs to roll a 4 or higher to get him, and unfortunately he only has 1 in attack value. He rolls a 6, so we're good to go. This scout is taken out. Now we're going to go ahead and move Borotra, our French civilian who was a famous tennis player. We're going to move him from the cellar to the Great Hall. And hopefully we're going to be able to escape from the North Terrace. But before we do that, we need also to take out this guy who's a rifleman. Also, Borotra is exhausted from moving from the cellar to the Great Hall. So it's not an easy game, guys. So this guy is going to go ahead and fire 1 dice at that rifleman, which is the last guy in the purple zone. And we roll a 3, so we are successful. Now we have a small problem, and that is that we want Borotra to escape from the purple zone, but this purple zone is filled with soldiers. So there's no space for Borotra to go. We're going to reactivate this commander, and that's going to be the last of our turn. I would have wanted to get rid of that mortar. I would have also wanted to get rid of this suppression token, and I would have wanted to fire my tank. But this is the fun part with this game. You have to kind of think ahead and think like, okay, what is the best tactical decision to do at the moment? Maybe there's 10 things I want to do, but out of those 10 things, perhaps I can do 3 things. You know, what are those 3 things? The best 3 things. It's a very lovely game. Alright guys, it's time again for the nasty SS. Let's see what kind of tricks they have up their sleeve. So, the first out of 3 SS cards is another mortar unit. Let's roll to see where this guy enters battle. In location number 6, unfortunately, number 6 and 5 are the areas that we wish to keep clear. We're going to remove 2 of our suppression tokens and try to suppress him. We need to roll a 4 or higher. We roll a 6 and a 1, so we are quite fortunate there. Okay, moving on. Now there's 2 riflemen coming on board. You know, this game is relentless. It just doesn't let up. Rolling for the first rifleman, and he's gonna go into area number 7. I'm feeling like there's too much stuff going on there right now, so I'm gonna remove 1 suppression token from my suppression box here of that color and try to suppress him. I need to roll a 3 or higher. I roll a 1. So unfortunately I am not successful. And it's getting a little bit dangerous over here, guys. We have 1 more rifleman to put out. And he's gonna go to number 7 as well. I guess this is problematic because they can go all the way over here, but if they don't have any place to move, the game is failed. But however, I will just use 1 suppression token because this game will scare you sometime, and if you lose your cool and waste all of your suppression tokens, you're gonna fail in the end. So I'll stay cool. I'll only use 1 suppression token and hope for the best. And that might have been bad advice from me, guys, because I'm in a bad spot now. 1 more guy entering from location number 7, and I've lost the game. Okay, we have 1 more SS card, and it's going to be a Sturm. Let's pray that he's not going to try to enter from position number 7. Oh, look at that, guys. Okay, so we're in trouble now. And maybe it would have been worth it to take out those riflemen instead of wasting my suppression tokens on nothing, on this Sturm. So the question is now, what do I want to do? So I have the Sturm, who has a defense value of 5. So I need to roll a 5 or higher. I have 5 suppression tokens. And I mean, normally I wouldn't want to waste more than perhaps 2 suppression tokens. But this time, if I miss, I've lost the game. So I don't think I have much of a choice. It hurts. It hurts a lot, but I have to try and suppress him with all of my suppression tokens, which are 5. And I need to roll a 5 or higher, or I've lost this game quite early. And I roll a 5 and a 6. So we did survive that, but unfortunately at a terrible cost. Some of you guys might be thinking like, you should have suppressed those riflemen instead. And you know what? That's what I'm thinking also right now. But sometimes you just gotta take a decision and stick with it. And I still think it's the best. Like for the riflemen, I never waste more than 1 suppression tokens, because in the end you're gonna have a bad time. Anyway, we're having a bad time anyway, and we're gonna see if we can get out of this. That's the last of the SS phase this time, but there's much more coming. But let's see if I can turn this around. So luckily we have 5 actions to take. I don't have any units in the yellow zone, which is indeed troublesome. So I'm gonna reactivate borotra. Let's see. I'm gonna reactivate this guy. And I'm going to reactivate Sutton. And then I'm going to load the 76mm canner with this guy. And I'm going to suppress with this guy, giving me 6 suppression tokens in this color. So if we get more guys coming into number 7, we have some defense for that situation. The defense phase always goes so fast, so quickly. We're back to the SS phase again. So we're gonna go ahead now and draw 3 SS cards, and the first one is another Sturm. Let's pray that he doesn't enter into location 7. I don't want him in 5 or 6 either. Let's see. I rolled a 7, guys. So again, I'm not gonna chance it. I'm gonna roll all of my suppression tokens, which are 6, to make sure I don't fail. And I need to roll a 5 or higher, so we're still not safe. Okay, I'm gonna re-roll these guys and hope they don't knock around the 5 and the 6, and they don't. So I roll a 5 and a 6, so I am good. But I'm again out of suppression tokens. That might have been actually a little bit stupid, to be honest. Now that I think of it, I think I got scared, which I told you that you shouldn't do, and like give in to the fear, because that's what I just did. I should have saved at least 1 in case I get a rifleman now that goes into location number 7. We get a Panzerfaust, so the Germans are going to try now to take out Besotten Jenny, who's over here, and she still has her max health, which is 6. The Panzerfaust has the attack value 4, so he's going to fire with 4 dice. He needs a 6 or higher to hit, and unfortunately he does, and that's very unfortunate, because once Besotten Jenny starts taking hits, it's only a matter of time before she's done. We still have 1 SS card, and luckily it's not soldiers, it's a flak that's gonna go ahead and attack us. And we will roll to see where it will attack. We roll, what is a 2. And unfortunately number 2 is the keep. Let's see if I can focus. The keep, which has already sustained damage. So it has a 5. So we will roll 5 dice, and 5 or higher, and it's going to be damage from 5 to 4. Yeah, we are very unlucky here, because we could have made it, but we get a 5. So we are down to 4. If we get 1 more hit here, everyone is going to be suppressed, and anyone who's already suppressed is going to die. Okay, guys, so let's see what we can do now. We are back to our phase. I'm going to go ahead and move, let's see, to yellow with McHaley. I'm going to move to the north terrace with Borotra. This is hard. I'm going to go ahead and suppress with my commander, I think. Should I suppress? I kind of need to suppress. I will suppress with the commander for 2 suppression tokens. I will fire with Sutton 1 dice on this rifleman over here. Need a 3 or higher. And we roll a 6. So we are a little bit relieved now. And to make things a little bit better, even more so, I will use my M2HB. And that's going to give me 4 suppression tokens. And that's in the same color that works against the area where I'm having a little bit of trouble. So again, we have our SS turn. So let's draw our SS cards. The first one is the machine gunner. Only 1 of them. Let's see where he wants to go. He wants to go to location number 10. And I will use one suppression token and try to stop him, because I don't want to be suppressed. And I need to roll a 4 or higher. I roll a 6, so I am lucky enough to not have to deal with the machine gunner. Okay, so we have the dreaded sniper. This guy is bad news. Let's see first where he will go. I'm hoping for not rolling a 5, that's the keep. Where people are having real trouble. We roll 3 instead, which is the green area. And now we have to decide which target it's gonna be. Number 2 in green area, which is our officer and our commander, so hopefully he doesn't bite the grass. So the sniper has an attack value of 4. Fortunately, the south terrace, where our defender is located, has its max defense, so he needs to roll a 6 to be able to kill him. That was a good sniper. He rolled 2 6s and snakeheads. So unfortunately for us, that is our first defender that is KIA. And ironically, this is the only guy who actually got killed in the real battle. He got killed trying to defend a French POW, a French civilian, basically. So, yep, that's unfortunately, but that is our guy who lost. And we have one more SS card to draw, and it's suppressive fire. And that is also unfortunate, because like I told you, there will be the mortars and machine gunners who are still on the board, and we still haven't dealt with this mortar units. So the mortar is going to attack the red position, and first we will roll to see who he will attack. He will attack number 4. Let's see, number 4 is Worsham. So the mortar has a 3 in attack value. He needs to roll a 4 or higher, which he of course does. And that means that number 4 now is disrupted or suppressed. And that's the end of the SS turn. And that means that it's my turn again, and I have 5 actions to perform. And I'm gonna reactivate Borotra so I can escape the next turn. I am gonna reactivate the commander here of the tank. And I'm gonna spend 2 action tokens to reactivate, or actually I'll just spend 1 to get him unsuppressed, and then 1 to get that guy unsuppressed. And that means I only have 1 more action to perform. Not an easy choice. I think I'm gonna go ahead and reactivate this guy, Sutton. Or actually now, I will reactivate Schrader, the SS commander. And that's it for my turn. We go back to the SS. So, drawing 3 SS cards. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and pull 3 cards out. I'm just put them next here to the table, because I'm constantly thinking, oh, did I draw 3 or did I draw 2? So the first one is a Panzerfaust. 4 dice against Besotten Jenny. 5 or higher, and that tank is knocked out, or not knocked out, but it's heavily damaged. And unfortunately we roll a 6. Like I said, once Besotten Jenny starts taking damage, it's gonna turn bad, and that means she can only take 1 more hit and she will be knocked out. Let's see, next SS card, and we have a 20mm flak cannon, which is gonna disrupt defenders. Hopefully not red, because red is already having trouble, even though I don't want Borotra to be disrupted either, so nothing will be good. So it's gonna be red, unfortunately, And now we are going to go, he's actually in red, so he doesn't matter. We are going to go through each defender and try to suppress them. So we'll start by number 1, and it will be suppressed with 2 dice. This area has a 4, so 4 or higher, and he's successfully suppressed, but they fail there. Next guy over here. Roll of 5, so he's successfully suppressed by the 20mm. Go to the next one. Again, he's successfully suppressed. Once these buildings start to fall, it's just horrible. Warsham. Oh, he's lucky. He makes it. So we have this guy, the rifleman, but he's in the south terrace, so it's going to be a 6 or only a 6 required. We roll a 3 and a 4, so we're safe. And then we have borotra, and I really don't want this guy to be suppressed. Let's hope he doesn't get it. Ah, we roll a 6 and a 4. I was so close to escaping, man. So close to escaping. Luckily, I kind of foresaw it, so my commander is activated. I'm going to be able to get that suppression token off him, but I'm not going to be able to escape in that turn, which I was hoping for. Anyway, we still have more nastiness coming our way. We have one more SS card, and it's a mortar, just one of them. Let's see where that mortar is going to go. Location number 10. We're going to go ahead and spend 2 of our suppression tokens and try to suppress that mortar. We need to roll a 4 or higher. We rolled a 6 and a 3, so we're actually safe. And that's it for the SS turn. It's now our turn again. And the first thing I'm going to do is reactivate or activate Schrader, and then use his command action to reactivate these guys in the north terrace. Let's see what else I want to do. I have 4 more activations I can do, and I am going to go ahead and, let's see, activate these guys. It's not looking good for the Besotted Jenny. And I have to get him out of there, because if I stay, I'll take a lot of casualties and I lose a lot of points. But in the same time, getting them out of there is a lot of trouble. And right now there's not even 4 places on the board, or actually there's just enough place for them, but then I can't get any of my Frenchmen out of the cellar. Okay guys, so next step, I'm gonna go ahead and move 2 of my POWs or French civilians up from the cellar, and then I have 1 more action to perform. And I'm gonna go ahead and reactivate the commander here. And that's it for my turn. It's now the SS turn again. The top 3 cards. And usually I just draw like that, but it's nice to remove the top 3, because again, then you don't get confused of how many you draw on and so on. Our first SS target is a machine gunner. And we're going to roll to see where this guy is going to enter. And he will enter from number 5. We don't want that, so we're going to go ahead and spend 2 suppression tokens and hopefully get him out of there. Let's see, yeah, 2 tokens. I need a 4 or higher. And yeah, we get a 4 and a 5, so we are successful. Next SS card are 2 riflemen. First one enters in location number 4, which is over here. I kind of want to stop him, but I don't have any suppression tokens in the red area. And then 1 more rifleman is gonna come and see what's up. And he comes also in location number 4, so now location number 4 is not looking good. It's actually looking really, really bad, since I don't really have any good defense over here in the red zone. Okay, last SS card for this turn, and it's 2 scouts. Man, I was hoping for something better, but yeah, it's 2 scouts. And the first scout goes to location number 7. And I'm gonna go ahead and try to suppress him with my 1 suppression token. The scout has a defense value of 4, so I need a roll of 4 or higher. So I have a 50% chance of suppressing him. A roll of 3. So he's not suppressed, unfortunately. And again, we are in trouble, guys. We are in trouble from 2 areas now, from red and from over here. This is not looking good because we have 1 more scout to place out before we're done. And he goes into location number 4. And location number 4, guys, is right over here. And that means this guy goes forward, this guy goes forward, and this guy always does, and this one. And that means the rifleman enters, and the game has been lost. The castle has been breached. I love this game very much. It has the tactic cards, just like Pavlov's house, but I don't see myself using them anytime soon, because even though it's a lovely game, it's very hard. It might also be because I don't have a good tactic. I think I might focus a little bit too much on getting this guy out. Basically, the earlier you get him out, the earlier you have the possibility of reinforcements or the relief force arriving, because you'll get this card, and depending on where you're at with your SS deck, you will I think the best one will be mix it with the 9 bottom cards. But even like if you get Borotra out super early, you might get so unlucky that you get this card in the total bottom and it won't have made any difference at all, unfortunately. So yeah, it's a hard game, it's a fun game, but yeah, I might try again soon with you guys and see if I can't make it better. I made it about halfway through the... You'll see these are the SS cards I drew, and this is the cards I had left. So I'd say about halfway, not quite, but almost. Alright guys, as usual, thank you for watching. Not every video can be a victory. This certainly wasn't felt like it was going downhill from the beginning. But yeah, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, it helps out a lot. See you next time.